distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm indeed privileged to introduce to you His Excellency Dr. George Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia, for the official launch of the SU movement.
Thank you. You may have your seats. Thank you. Women, oh, women. Women, oh, women. I say, it's not easy. Oh. It's not easy. Oh. The she movement. I've been with Clark for 27 years. What I saw doing today, if I go home, I got to think twice. But it's good. At least the movement brought the true Clark Weah for 27 years. The women are always quiet, never want to dance. The she movement, I think we are getting somewhere. Excellency, Madam Clark Marie Deconti Weah, representatives of the First Ladies of Côte d'Ivoire and Niger, Her Excellency Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Mrs. Fatima Ma Dabio, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, honorable members of the 54th Legislature here present, the Doyen and members of the Diplomatic Corps, the UN Resident Coordinator to Liberia, the Dean and members of the Cabinet, heads of government, agency, commissions, state enterprises, other officials of government here present, members of the ECOWAS Parliament, our international partners, and guests, the co-founder and president of the She Rose Foundation International, members of the Council of Elders and other traditional leaders, students, members of the Fourth Estate, heads and members of faith-based organizations, the women of Liberia, fellow citizens, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It gave me a great pleasure to stand here today to launch the She's You movement, which is the flagship program of my dear wife, Her Excellency, Madame Clark Deconti Weah, First Lady of the Republic of Liberia, in our national advocacy campaign for the empowerment of women and girls in our beloved country. And now, to my strong, beautiful, and darling wife, Clark, my First Lady. I want to tell you that I'm very proud of you for taking this bold and selfless initiative to address the plight of the girls and women in our society. I think you will agree with me, Clara, that I know you better than anyone else. And I think you share with our audience the reason why I can make such a statement with confidence. Next week, we will be observing and celebrating our 27th wedding anniversary. After spending these many years with you, I believe that I can be considered an expert of your character. I say this to let the world know that I know that you are not doing this for your own glory or reward. Coming from the humble beginnings throughout the years that I have known you, you have always shown compassion for the less fortunate, the disadvantaged, and the unprivileged. And you have also demonstrated an even greater passion for righting their wrongs, lifting them from distress and despair, always trying to give the encouragement and support that will empower them to a better existence. Early last year, after you visited a number of orphanages and homes for the elderly in and around Morovia, you returned home and told me how sad you were at the poor condition in which the children and old people were living. You were shocked and appalled. And I vividly recall you saying to me, George, how could people do that? Is this the country we are living in? We can't live it like that. No, Josh. I am so sad. I am going to build a home for the elderly, and I will begin to explore how I can be of service to the many orphans that have sinned. True to your word, as always, you took your own money and began the construction of a home for the elderly in Grand Bassa County. Today, the home is almost completed and will be ready for occupancy. Then you were further motivated to do something for orphans. First of all, you adopted 2 of them to live with you personally in our home. And now you have taken many of them to live under the care of your Cloud Foundation, where you are expanding its facility to take in many more. Today, Madam First Lady of the Republic of Liberia, you are under no obligation to do any of this. But this position has given you a new vantage point, whereby you can see and better appreciate the unfortunate plight of the vulnerable women and girls in our society. Your position as First Lady has also given you a new platform from which you can bring the plight to a wider audience of like-minded people and organizations who will be able to put their resources and support behind your effort to uplift and protect the vulnerable people in our society. But Clara, I am not surprised by any of this. You have always cared about the plight of Liberians. For example, you were very sensitive to our situation during the civil crisis. I can remember that when I had to take money from our account, millions of dollars to support the Lone Star, our national football team, you did not only readily agree and encourage me to do so, but you were always on the plane to accompany me to the games. I also recall an incident during the war, one Christmas when you have accompanied me to Abidjan, when we were told that some Liberians from the refugee camps had come to the hotel to greet me. We went outside to meet them, and you were surprised to see more than 2,000 persons calling on me for their Christmas. You turned to me and said, "George, you know what? Go to your people and do what you have to do. They need you." And you then assisted me to give each of them something for Christmas. Madam First Lady, my government is grateful for your effort as founder and leader of this She's You movement. Your programs and objectives are complementary to what we are already doing to address these issues. The involvement of women, girls, the elderly, orphans, and other marginalized groups in our sector can contribute significantly to the sustainable development, economic growth, social transformation, and political stability in Liberia. However, development cannot succeed or be sustained if violence against women is embedded in our social fabric of our society. We recognize that women are an indispensable part of the social economic advancement of our nation. A country cannot be developed if we leave our women and girls behind and in the development process. We will remain focused on finding innovative ways in which we can advance gender equality and empowerment of women, particularly in the areas of social protection system, access to public services, and sustainable infrastructure. The She You movement is perfectly aligned with government's policy and objective in this regard. And we thank you and welcome your participation and involvement in support of our programs. My commitment and dedication to this cause is also on the personal level, because I was raised by a very strong old woman, my maternal grandmother, Madam Emma Fokke-Kron Girardet Brown, who taught me a deep and long-standing appreciation and respect for the value of women and girls and the important role that they can play in our society. As President and Feminine-in-Chief of the Republic of Liberia and as a he for she champion, I commit to continue to lead the effort to address and rectify the glaring disparities in our society and economic environment. Madam First Lady, before I close, let me wish you a happy 27th wedding anniversary in advance. I cannot believe that the time has gone so fast. And I just want to thank you for standing by me through all these years. I remember that when we were celebrating our first anniversary, we saw a couple who were celebrating their 35th. And we looked at each other and wonder whether we will ever get to that number of years together. Well, man, we are almost there. Mama T, as I call you, I just want you to know that for all these years I've loved you and I still love you. Thank you for what you're doing for humanity. We will help you. And now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I hereby launch the She's You movement in the Republic of Liberia. Fellow citizens, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Liberians, I just want you to know that we have a minute to sustain the peace. Together, we are stronger. May God bless you. Thank you.
Africa. Yeah. Peace to Africa. Yeah. Long live the children of Africa. Yeah. What up?